We're with Dr. Ismaila Ceesay. He's the Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services. So that was the first update. More updates?
Actually, the other updates are UNICEF at 60. The Gambia honors UNICEF at 60 yesterday. This is an enduring partnership advancing child welfare. His Excellency the Vice President Mohamed B.S. Jallow led the national celebrations marking 60 years of partnership with UNICEF on November 17. Now the Vice President described the relationship as a diamond partnership.
Diamond?
Yes, that has strengthened progress in healthcare, education, justice and child protection. VP Jallow highlighted major national gains from universal vaccination to digital learning and strengthened child protection systems. He reaffirmed government's commitment to collaborate with UNICEF on emerging challenges like climate change, nutrition, safe water, and inclusive education. He emphasized that investing in children remains the foundation of the Gambia's future and remains also the priority of the government of the Republic of the Gambia under the leadership of His Excellency Adam Barrow. That is why he's building on average 10 classrooms a week to ensure that every child, whether you are born in Bolibanna or Bijilo.
Why do you like to always start with Bolibanna?
It's the last village of the Gambia. That's the last village of the country.
Okay.
Sichadbi.
Bolibanna. Okay, all right.
Whether you are born in Bolibanna or Bijilo, that you have the same access to the same opportunities so you can live a dignified life in your country. For the president, he asked this fundamental question: why should a child born in Bijilo's life chances be more advantageous to a child born in Sibito, in Kabada, for example? Why? And they are all living in within the same jurisdiction, within the same country, being governed by the same government. Why would a child born in the Combos have more opportunities than a child born in Fonyi, for example? The president wants to remove that dichotomy of rural-urban, that dichotomy of social class. He wants to ensure that every Gambian child, no matter where you are born, you have the same opportunities to be able to go and make it in life. And our partnership with UNICEF sometimes signifies and symbolizes that, to ensure that we provide education for our children. Now, apart from that, finally, there are many, but I think I'll just stop at the COP, which is important. Gambia is participating in high-level COP 30 in Belém, Brazil. Minister John Manjan delivered the Gambia's national position on climate. You know, climate change is an emerging issue, and Gambia is a leader in this, stressing equity, cooperation, and global solidarity. Now, she underscored that although the Gambia contributes minimally to global emissions because of our industrial emissions are very low, we face severe climate vulnerabilities. And like I said, climate change is in our borders. Global emissions can have impact on Gambia, and we've seen what is happening with the floods and so on and so forth. Now, the minister highlighted national commitments, including a 49.7% emission reduction by 2030. That's our commitment, and a net zero pathway by 2050. Now, she called for three things: increased grant-based adaptation finance, full operationalization of the global goal on adaptation, and stronger support to the loss and damage fund. She affirmed the Gambia's readiness to collaborate toward a balanced and ambitious global climate outcome. So these are updates. There are more updates, but I think these are the most important ones that we think the public should know.
Okay, and today we're really pressed for time. In another 10 minutes or so, we'll be saying farewell. Let me bring you a few text messages that have come in. Hi, Peter. Can you ask the minister what plans this government has for the Nusrat Bundung Road that connects the Bundung Hospital? This road is strategic for referrals, but has been in ruins for a long time. This road, if done, can save a lot of lives.
Yes, we will construct the roads. Like I said, the government has constructed over 1,300 kilometers of roads in just less than a couple of years. We are commissioning another 300 to 500 kilometers of roads. Bundung, you remember the main Bundung road was in tatters. We've built it. The Safidin road, we've built it. Now you are benefiting from it, Peter, because that's your jurisdiction.
Why do you have to single me out?
We've built the Sukuta Brufud roads. We've built many roads. It will come. It's part of the plan. So we have plans to build those roads. Like I said, with His Excellency the President, that is why I always emphasize that every Gambian should make it a duty, a jihad, to ensure the president is re-elected in 2026 to continue.
A jihad?
To continue.
Is jihad not meant to be religious?
No, I mean it depends on the context and the time you use it. Jihad.
You can use jihad.
Of course, you don't have
for the re-election campaign.
Jihad means that you make it a point of duty. You make it a duty whereby you make it happen.
A crusade.
It's something that a crusade to make sure that not jihad in the times of the.
Okay. Thanks for clearing.
In that sense, yes. So I think we need to ensure the president wins this election because he needs to continue the plans he started. He needs to continue the work he started. He's building roads. Like I said, the president has 3 I's as his priority: infrastructure, institutions, instruments. That is why the amount of
infrastructure,
institutions,
I can understand. Instruments?
These are the regulations and laws. The amount of regulations and policies we've passed as a government within 7 years is unmatched. Because when we came, we realized there were serious gaps in our legal instruments, in our policy instruments. Some of them are outdated. Some of them were as old as during the colonial period, and therefore they are not fit for the context
of the 21st century.
That's why we are changing them.
Some are still in the books.
We are changing
from
them.
the colonial times.
That's what I'm saying. We are changing most of them. If you look at our balance sheet in terms of what we've done in terms of regulations, in terms of policies, new policies, modern, innovative policies since we came to power is a lot. In fact, I'm trying to collect that data to make that comparison between how many policies and regulations and laws we've passed, legislation, since President Barrow came to power, to compare it to what used to be there before. So infrastructure, the president believes that is the foundation of any development, and he's right.
Okay.
Particular road infrastructure. So I rest assured to the texter that the road will be fixed.
All right. This person doesn't like what you said about Talib. Good morning, Uncle Peter. The minister's comment suggesting that the Talib presidency would only benefit his family is nothing more than a political rhetoric. Talib has served as mayor for almost 10 years. That is a long enough period for anybody to expose wrongdoing, favoritism, or misuse of office. And yet, in all that time, there has been no evidence, none of his family or close associates being inserted into council affairs or benefiting from his leadership. His record is clean, and the LGC evidences are out there and speak for themselves.
It's false. I mean, the LGC...
Everything he says is false?
Of course, local government commission has shown him, even I cannot go into the detail of it because its investigations are, the report is not out yet. There has been some allegations of nepotism where people close to him are brought into the council in a manner in which it didn't follow due process. I cannot go into details for that because the report is to be out. But again, like I said, he said 10 years. It's 10 years of failure. I mean, if I was given one of the most fiscally buoyant councils to run, municipalities to run in the Gambia like him, anybody could have done much more than he did. Like I said, nobody can pinpoint to me exactly what he has done to transform KM in 10 years.
He says you've been stonewalling all his efforts. He wanted to bring affordable housing. You people made sure that, even land that belongs to the council, you wouldn't let him have the documents.
Peter.
He tried to build 10 roads, new roads, construct 10 new roads for the people of, I call them the great people of Kanifing municipality, and you people again.
No, talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. You can blame people for your failure. We are good at that. Everybody's good at that. When you fail, you say, oh, it's Peter that makes me fail. When you wake up in the morning, I'm not the pass. Sunday boy, Peter Gomez, the pass. It's easy for you to say it. Let me tell you something, Peter. The government, and we've discussed this at the highest level, that we want to support all councils and municipalities because we believe that whatever development they bring to the people is to the benefit of the people. So we would not stand in any way or inhibit the progress of any council or municipality. They cannot blame us for their failures. You're talking about housing, urban transport. Listen, Peter, please. Those are dreams.
They are doable, and he was going to implement all of them.
They never had plans to do it. All they were doing is PR and politics. That is, let us come with a high-profile project and PR it, and then we say it's government that is blocking us. It's easy to do, Peter.
Okay. Good morning, Uncle Peter. Honorable Minister Ceesay is doing his job very well. Please ask Dr. Ceesay whether the president will visit Makumbaya during this tour. The road construction is progressing well. The people are really appreciative of this long dream come true.
Well, I believe so. I'm not sure. I'll have to check the schedule. If not, I'll find out. And I think it would be good for the president to visit there. I'm not sure if it's in the schedule, but I'll find out. I'm not sure.
Somebody is talking about, well, this year it's a crocodile. He says 2 years ago it was a hippo. So if he's giving a crocodile this year, it shows that he is not committed to the Banjul Declaration.
But like I said, did you see him receive the crocodile?
No.
Exactly. The text.
I
So like I said, Peter, the president is committed to the Banjul Declaration, committed to all wildlife and conservation laws of the country. The president thinks green, and the president respects all the laws of this country, and he wouldn't do anything to violate the law.
Hi, good morning. Please ask the information minister about the radio license of KMC. KMC apparently still unable to get a license to come on air on FM, and they are broadcasting, but they're only broadcasting.
I'll answer that, but before that, I've got support from Chief of Staff. He said the budget line, 52 million, is for provincial visits, including meet the people to all presidential outings inclusive. Emergencies is factored and budgeted in this. Fantastic. 52 million. So let the
Alaji Mod. Thanks for supporting Dr.
Now,
Ceesay.
So again, he said the radio license for KM. Look, we have a problem. Our spectrum is inundated. We have limited spectrum remaining. When I took over the ministry, there was a moratorium on the issuance of radio licenses.
Yes.
It was a total moratorium. It means nobody could get a license, whether community radio or commercial radio. And when I came and did an assessment, I realized that urban Gambia is inundated with radio stations.
Saturated,
a lot of it's saturated. That's what I was. It's saturated, and because of that, but rural Gambia is not having many radios, and information access to it is a right for every Gambian, but no matter where you live. And I now came up with a cabinet paper, which I took to cabinet to conditionally lift the moratorium. And the condition is that, one, you must have the capacity to do nationwide coverage, or you must be able to provide a service to a rural community. At least through that, we can have an equitable access to information. Now, because of the saturated nature of urban Gambia, we cannot currently give because there is no spectrum remaining. So what will there be jamming? There will be jamming in interference in the frequencies. So for now, that is the situation. Until we implement the Digital Gambia Limited project, which is we go to digital broadcasting, which will free up spectrum. For now, this is the situation. We've conditionally lifted the moratorium. But if you want to have a radio station, you must show the capacity to do nationwide coverage, to serve rural communities, or to do a community radio in rural Gambia. But for urban Gambia, currently there is no spectrum that is freed up, so we cannot give license for that. This has nothing to do with the so-called KM radio. Nothing at all, absolutely.
What if Bakari Baji were to become the mayor of KM? Would he be given a license to operate?
No.
Let's go back to 2 weeks ago when you were here and we were talking about replacing Barrow with the wrong people, and the issue of Senegal came up. There's been a lot of pushback to your comments about the situation in Senegal, and Senegal, quote unquote, regretting, changing Macky.
But I never said Senegal. You mentioned Senegal.
Well,
I said some countries in the sub-region have regretted sleepwalking into changing their governments that provided stability, and it could apply. It could mean any country.
And I
said Senegal.
Give an example.
But I said I wouldn't give an example, and you said Senegal. But one thing I need to point out is that Senegal is we cohabit with Senegal, and we wouldn't do anything to undermine the stability of Senegal as a government, as a country, as a people. When I was speaking, I wasn't meaning Senegal, and I wouldn't even, as a political scientist, as someone who's been in government quite a while, I wouldn't assess Senegal's government in 2 years. It's too early for us to assess it, and it's not my job to assess the Senegalese government. Now, but also as an academic who understands the geopolitics of the continent and also the politics of the continent, I know that there are countries in the sub-region, and I'm not talking about Senegal, who have changed stability for unpredictability and insecurity, either through the ballot box or through popular uprisings. We've seen it across the country. My point was the stability and security uncertainty that the president and his government is providing to Gambians is unmatched, and we must not do anything to really undermine that stability. And I think it's important for Gambians to vote for the president in 2026 to continue with that stability, and we don't have to sleepwalk into changing our government is providing stability by listening to people who are just telling us what they cannot do. But I'm not referring to Senegal for your information.
Thanks for clarification. And just finally, he's interacting with people. People get excited, sometimes when they are in front of somebody as powerful as the president. Have they been promising him their votes?
Well, I've not been...
Oh, you've not joined them yet?
I've not joined them yet.
You'll only join them where?
I'll go today to Jara.
Ah, okay. So today the president is in Jara.
But I think they don't have to promise...
Is Alaji Mod messaging you from Jara?
I think Alaji Mod is in town. He's in town.
He's in Banjul?
He's in Banjul, yes.
The boss is in Jara and he dares to be in Banjul?
Yes. I don't know his itinerary, but I know that he's in Banjul. But one thing I can tell you is that, you see, the Gambians and the majority of Gambians who have benefited from the services the president has provided, from electricity to water to education to healthcare to roads to agricultural support, women empowerment, youth empowerment, they don't have to tell the president what they are going to do. They know what they are going to do. They know that.
In 2016, this is the same thing that Yahya Jammeh assumed.
Yeah,
and you know how that ended.
Jammeh wasn't providing the same level of services to Gambians at that time. In fact, at that time, he was depriving them of their basic rights. That was what was happening at that time. So you cannot compare the two. What President Barrow is doing is giving Gambians their peace of mind, giving them their rights, but also giving them basic services that they've never had before in their entire life cycle. So it means that they don't have to tell the president. They know what they are going to do. Like I have said, and Peter, I'm going to close with this. We have a president who is delivering, who, by all indications, is tolerant, is accommodating, is patriot, who loves his country, who is delivering, who is doing the necessary reforms, interacting with the people, providing the most basic services to every corner of this country. His report card is all excellent, roads excellent, education excellent, all above 95%. His report card. Why should we change that student for students who never sat in a classroom before? What has those looking for the opposition done? What single thing have they done for any community in this country? What? They could not even fulfill their duty of being an alternative to the government. They're not even playing their roles properly. Someone who cannot play his role as an opposition, how can you now convince me that when you come to power, you will play your role as a government? Your role as an opposition is to hold government accountable and be an alternative. They cannot even do that.
Was this not true of Adama Barrow up to the 1st of December 2016?
Context is different, like I said. At that time, it was a government that everybody wants out. Pure and simple. Now, there was no democracy at that time. Now we live in a democracy. That's the difference. It was authoritarianism at that time. The rules of the game were different. In a democracy, the rules of the game are different. Now, the rules of the games are, as an opposition, give us alternative to our agricultural policy. Give us the alternative to our health policy. But when you give the alternative, tell us what is wrong with our policy. Tell us first what our policy is.
People have done that here.
No, I've not seen. No.
Yes, Afal has done that here.
No, I've listened to all
Talib
of them.
Bensouda has done that here.
You know what they've done? They've told us what they want to do. But they haven't told us. First you need to dissect.
But they haven't had the opportunity yet to be able to do.
No, you know what I'm asking from them? What? It's very simple. Dissect our policy. Tell us that this is government, this is your health policy. They don't even know what our health policy is. Tell me, government, this is your health policy. This is what is wrong with your health policy. If I come, this is what I will do, which is better than your health policy. All they are telling us, this is going to be their own health policy. But we don't know whether it will work. Tell us what is wrong with ours first. Tell us what is not working in ours. They don't even, if you ask all of them, what is the government's education policy? They don't know it. All of them. How can you want to replace a government whose policy you don't know?
I have one that will come on at 10 o'clock, but if you don't leave the studio, it doesn't mean that it will mean that I have access to it.
What is very simple. Tell me, what is the Gambia current government's agricultural policy or health policy or education policy? What is it? Then you tell me what is the weakness of that. Why do you think this policy is not working? Why? What are the outcomes of that policy? You give me the statistics and the data. Then we can speak. Otherwise, I'm not speaking to you.
Axel jam si way.
Yo, apply. Yo, luta do dede. Luta mo nulo jël moto nga andil ma xaalis. Hello? Ano lay wax?
Bisul mu fine.
What?
Bisul mu fine.
Yes!
Wave Axina Gambia. Deposit and withdraw money, pay bills and buy mobile credit without fees. Transfer money wherever in the country for only 1% fee. Ak Wave. Bisul mu fine? Wave. Your money is yours.
Jar Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
In the Gambia, we all move to different paces. Time is money, convenience is power, and now both are in your hands. No more long lines, no more late payments, no more missed chances. Not anymore. Because now the Gambia has its own super app, Zap. One app, one tap, endless convenience. Send money instantly, pay your bills in seconds, shop without borders, pay your rides, order your meal, buy your ticket, deposit and withdraw money for absolutely free. No extra charges, no hidden fees, only on Zap Super App. This is not just convenience. This is confidence. This is the future in your hands. And the best part, Zap is born right here. Built for us, designed for every Gambian home, every Gambian dream. So don't wait in the past. Step into the future. Download Zap today on App Store and Play Store and enjoy endless free services. Call us today on our toll-free number 1666 or on 260-0001. Zap. All in one. All for you. Tap in. Zap in.